All right, chemistry. Welcome to you. Welcome to Gerby household here. Page 15, percent composition is the topic. So let's go through a little bit with this. So question number 1 on page 15 talks about calculate the number of moles of chlorine atoms found in 3.50 times 10 to the 24. So we have 3.50 times 10 to the 24th formula units, so FUs, because you know I like to do that, and that's aluminum chlorate. So first of all, what I would do is I would take aluminum chlorate right now and write it as a chemical formula. So aluminum is Al, chlorate is ClO3, isn't it? So aluminum carries a charge of +3, chlorate is -1, isn't it? So the first thing we gotta do is make sure we wrote the chemical formula right. AlCO3 isn't it correct? We would need 1, 2, 3 of those for our 3 electrons to be able to transfer, wouldn't we? So we need 3 chlorates. Well, we can't put a 3 right there because that would give us 33 oxygens. So we put a parentheses around the outside of that. Boom. So a little bit of naming review. We get rid of our charges just to be clean. All right. So this thing wants to know just the chlorine atoms. So just that part right there. And furthermore, it doesn't want to know how many formula units or moreover how many atoms. It wants to know how many moles. So there's a couple things we have to do. The first thing we need to do is we need to take this formula unit and turn it into moles for the whole thing aluminum chlorate. So in order to do that, well, I wrote our flux capacitor right here, right? So right here is particles, and right now we have formula units, and we want to take formula units of aluminum chlorate and turn that into moles. So what we do is, in order to do that, we divide by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. So 3.50 times 10 to the 24th, and we divide that by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power, okay? And when we do that, I'm going to cheat and say 5.81 moles. Now that's still of this entire thing, which is aluminum chlorate, okay? Remember, we just want to know the chlorine in it though. We don't want to know how many moles we have of this whole thing. And that's where the percent composition part comes in. So remember, percent composition is equal to the part over the whole times 100, isn't it? So in this case, what ends up happening is our part is chlorine, our whole is aluminum chlorate. Well, this 3 on the outside can't be ignored because this 3 on the outside gives us 3 chlorines in aluminum chlorate. And so what we do is we do this. 35.45. Now where am I getting that from? That's the molar mass of chlorine. But there's 3 of them, isn't it? So that's our part, 35.45. Over the entire thing, which when I do that, I get the aluminum is 26.98. The chlorines are 35.45 times 3 plus, and let's see, our oxygen number is going to be 16 times 9. So 16 times 9, right? And so when we do this, and times 100, we get a percentage, and that percentage is this. I get 38.35%. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is this. Of this 5.81 moles, 38.35% of it is just chlorine atoms. 38.35%. So what we have to do is we take 5.81 moles. Again, where did I get that from? Right there. We multiply that by 0.3835. Where did I get that from? It's the percentage as a decimal. That's going to be equal to, now we had 3 significant figures in 5.81 moles, so therefore we're going to finish with 3 significant figures. Therefore, final answer, 2.23 moles of Cl. That's the final answer. Hopefully you could try to do the remainder of the problems now. They're all just like this. figure out the whole, convert it into something on the flux capacitor, figure out a percent composition, take that percentage, multiply it by what you got, and get a final answer for just the piece of it. So that's page 15, problem number 1.